Hey everyone, welcome to Forest County Outback. Today we return to the site of the cross furnace and we're going to examine the Bowman Mill and some building sites. And then stick around at the end, I have some news about the channel that I want to discuss. This is Forest County Outback number 13, the cross furnace, part 2. In part 1, and I'll put a link to that video in the end screen, we examined Cross's water-powered sawmill, the dam that diverted water into that site, the bridge abutment and the road, the Allison and Hatch's steam mill, the grist mill. So today we're going to go up Furnace Run and look at the site of this building, then past the furnace to the site of another building, a dam, the ironmaster's house, and then on to Bowman sawmill. And I discovered another building that was down in this area here, and we're going to go take a look at that and see if we can figure out what that was. Now this area here, there was some kind of a building here, and I've walked through here several times and never noticed it, but the outline shows up on LiDAR, and once I came down here and looked, it's pretty obvious. This would have been a fairly large building too. Imagine if there's no trees. Now coming upstream from that furnace, there's something here I wanted to point out. I forgot the other day when I was filming the buildings, but there was a building here. And again, another one, you might walk right by it, but it showed up on the LiDAR images. And you can see the outline of the building. And then over here, these stones on one end, you can see, looks like they fell out. A chimney, maybe some kind of a fireplace here. Other possibility is maybe a blacksmith shop. And then as we follow that water course up, there's a dam up here. So there's the dam there. There's something here I just noticed was this stone pile here that kind of sticks out from that, and there's a definite edge to the pile of rubble here. So we must have had something else here. You can see a continuation of the dam on that side of the creek, or maybe you can't. But in through here, there were stones piled up. And probably to divert water into that water course that runs along the hill and in front of the furnace. And over that way was the orchard and what I believe was the ironmaster's house. Okay, we're in the area above the furnace and across the creek. There's an apple orchard in here. And over here, a cellar hole, which I believe was the Iron Master's house. Now I say that because the Iron Master, he supervised the works and he lived in the nicest house. And most of the other houses, there are no signs of them, but there is this, a lot of cut stone here. And he'd been far enough away from the furnace, he didn't have to look at it, but close enough that if there was a problem, he could be there within a few minutes. And somebody's moved some stone here. And then up behind us is foundations of what really could only be a barn, the way it's laid out. We'll go up, take a look at that. So you had some excavation work going on here. Pretty big building. And it seems to have an open end, like a walkout. And the cellar hole is over in that direction. And then over this way are the remains of another building. Not sure what it's about. So you've got this bed of stone here. I think this is a collapsed wall. Got a spring rising up in here. Maybe it was a spring house. You may think it's a random grouping of stones, but you see there's a definite edge on that side, and down along here it's pretty well defined. So we're standing at what would have been the mill pond. As you can see, these ponds were not real deep, just enough to float the logs. And this is the remains of one end of the dam. You had some kind of a gap in here. And then the rest of the dam and the mill site are over on the other side of the creek. There's a timber here in the creek. It's kind of neat how they've always left one or two timbers behind. There's a tip-off. Right up here is the boiler, or the boiler house, I should say. And then the mill would have been in this area between the dam and the boiler. And again, I have not been able to find any photos of this. And there was some other kind of structure over beyond the boiler house. I'm not sure what that was about. I don't think this is a random stone pile. I think there was something else here. Might have possibly been a base for a shingle mill. A lot of the shingle mills they were set up on a stone base, kind of similar in layout to this. All right, this is that elusive rectangular feature that was showing up on LiDAR. And it's banked up. Interior dimensions are about 10 by 15. I forgot to bring anything to measure. The height of the embankment is maybe 2 feet. And you can see it's quite wide. I don't see anything that would be any cutout that would make an entrance on it. There's no telling if this was something that was constructed at the time of the charcoal making or later, or I don't know, maybe even, no, wouldn't be before. So, thinking possibly this was a hut for the charcoal makers, but then I've read that they were just temporary because they moved so much. I mean, this was in the middle of an area. There were several kilns here, but there were, you know, the kilns are really, the kilning operation was just spread out over, well, I would guess a couple thousand acres. I can't imagine that they would build something this substantial when they had to be close to the active kiln, so they would be moving a lot. It may have been a cabin built by hunters at a later date, or maybe... So let's talk about future developments with the channel and money. If I had said I wanted to talk money back in the beginning, you'd have noped out on this. I don't like talking about money either. But sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Usually the first or second question I get when people find out I have a YouTube channel is, how much money are you making? And as of right now, in the foreseeable future, that amount is $0.00. I do not get any ad revenue from the ads that they run on the videos, and I'll explain why in a minute. I do not do these videos as a money-making scheme. Okay, I do it because I'm mostly retired, about, say, 75% retired. So I have free time. I don't watch TV and I don't golf. But I like history. I like being outdoors. So it's a good combination to do these videos. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy doing them. That said, there are expenses involved with producing these videos. If you're not familiar, I did these videos for about 1.5 years, putting them on Facebook. When I went to YouTube, I needed to be more professional about it, so I had to get a better camera. What I didn't realize is I would also have to upgrade my computer to do the editing, and see that one coming. Things like SD cards, travel. I'm driving around more than I anticipated, so there's gas, tires for the truck, hiking boots for myself. And I've also, to do research, I've built up a library from local sources of printed material to do the research on these videos. Some of it has been a little pricey to purchase. A lot of it I've been able to copy. People have been very nice about that, letting me copy material they have. You know, so there's paper and ink cartridges. Believe me, nobody's giving ink cartridges away. And there's things like this office here. I used to run my business out of this office, and it's seasonal, so I would only be here in the winter time, maybe one day a month, to keep the paperwork up to date. Now I'm here sometimes 7 days a week, and just keeping the heat on is proving to be a major expense. So, you know, it would be nice to recoup some of these expenses. So to monetize the channel, you have to hit a threshold of 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 viewing hours in the previous 12 months. Now, we just hit 300 subscribers today. Thanks to you guys who have subscribed. But we're going to struggle to hit 1,000. This is a local channel. The audience for it is small. Another thing we looked into was merchandising. We've come up with a really cool logo recently. Remember, my wife did. It'll look good on hats, shirts, mugs. You may not think you need another coffee mug, but you really need one from Forest County Outback with our logo. It's been scientifically proven that it's impossible to have too many coffee mugs. It can't be done. So you're going to need one of these. The problem with merchandising is, again, you have to hit that monetization threshold. I think, though, I have a workaround on that we will be able to sell merchandise. I'll let you know on that. Another option are sponsorships. If viewers want to sponsor a video, you know, that's a possibility. I just started looking into that. One thing we are doing for sure is Patreon. Now, that's a way for viewers to help fund a channel on a continuing basis. I've got the account. I haven't launched it yet. I'm working out the details on it. And the cost is really minimal. We're going to do 3 levels, $1, $3, $5 a month on a continuing basis. And of course, it's voluntary. But I'm working the details out on that. That'll be hopefully launching soon. Now, one thing you guys can do to help is to subscribe and like, and that costs you nothing to hit those buttons. Okay, the more activity you have like that with subscribe, like, even comments and shares, the more activity like that, the more YouTube will promote the videos and help grow the channel. A note about the likes. I have 9 Facebook pages that I link these videos to. So most of my likes and comments are coming on the Facebook pages. And that's great. Keep that up. But also you can hit the like on the YouTube. That helps a whole lot more. Okay. And if you can comment on YouTube, great. The more activity there, the better. So, next video will be the cross furnace part 3. That will be looking at the kilns and the ore mines. And then part 4, after that, will be the furnace itself. So, if you like the content you're seeing, like, subscribe, share, and comment. And we will see you on the next one. Thank you.